Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode number 8 of the Esports Report. I can't believe I've made 8 episodes of this and it's been 8 weeks almost. But anyways, it's your host as always, AJ949 The Rock, also known as No Name here. And let's get right into it. There was a lot with some new leagues starting up and some leagues finishing. So we'll start right off with the LCS. This week was week number 5, of course, and it saw Team Solo Mid come out still on their 10-game winning streak, so they are now pretty strongly in first place at 11-1. It also saw Cloud9 come out in second place at 9-3. Counterlogic Gaming and Dignitas tied for third place at 6-6. It saw Team Curse come out in fifth place at 5-7. Evil Geniuses and Team Coast come out in sixth place at 4-8, and XDG Gaming come out in last or eighth place with a record of 3-9. So, like I said before, TSM 10-game win streak. Congratulations, guys! You guys have passed or got to the 10 mark. CLG beat Cloud9 in what seemed like pretty convincing fashion. So I don't know what it is. Either Cloud9 just got worse, or the other teams, the lower caliber teams or second tier teams, they're starting to put a lot more into it and they're really wanting to get to that number 1 spot. So I don't know what it is, but this is the third defeat so far, and yeah, I don't know. Congratulations to CLG, though, for beating Cloud9. I guess it really does show Cloud9 is really human. Anyways, Coast, in happy news, Coast won both of their games this week, which is an amazing turnaround, seeming that they were in a pretty big slump. And most of the victory should be ridden on Zion Spartan, because his Jax play was just awesome. He split push like a monster. He did everything he had to, and I think he was majority of the reason why Coast came out on top this week. So yeah, I'd be expecting those Jax bans against Coast, because you know, Zion Spartan, too strong, yo. Anyways, we're gonna hop over to the NACS, which was the Challenger League, which that finished a couple of days ago. Sorry, I made this video one day late. I'm sorry, it was Family Day yesterday. Anyways, so it saw LMQ beating Complexity Black, but not in the fashion that I thought it was going to happen in. And a big reason of that was due to Broken Shard. And Broken Shard played a very good early jungle, like early levels 1 through 4. He really set the pace and was making a pretty difficult time for No Name in the jungle, but after the early game fell out, LMQ got their little bit of a lead and they just snowballed it and they rolled over Complexity Black. But I shout out to Broken Shard. He did play the early very well, and he knew what he was going in there to do. He was going in there to be very aggressive early on, and it worked out in the beginning. They just couldn't hold on to what they grabbed and gained from it. So anyways, congratulations to LMQ. Chinese Hype Train? Anyways, so in the NACL, which is the North American Challenger League, this is season number 2, and it saw 10 teams come out in 2 conferences, Elder Lizard and Ancient Golem. In Elder Lizard, we have LoL Pro, Cloud9 Tempest, Cognitive Gaming, Team 8, and VVV. There's no more VVV Red, VVV White, it's just VVV. So, just putting that on the table. And in the Ancient Golem side, it sees Complexity Black, LMQ, Curse Academy, Email Support, and Super Team NA. So basically, the way I just ran it down to you was the order in which they are placed right now, because LoL Pro, Cloud9 Tempest, and COG are all 1-0 in their division, with Team 8 and VVV at 0-1. And over on the Ancient Golem side, HC's Complexity Black and LMQ both at 1-0, with Curse Academy, Email Support, Super Team NA at 0-1. So it's only the first day, the first week, so stay tuned, because next week I'll cover all the stuff from the other 2 days, and then, yeah, that's basically how it's going to work. But it's awesome because I love seeing the Challengers teams. They're always explosive, where sometimes the LCS teams are pretty reserved and they're slow-paced games because no one wants to put it all on the line. But in the Challenger scene, they have a lot of early aggression, and that's what I like to see. It's fun to see people make crazy dives and stuff. But over in the EU LCS, SK Gaming won both their games this week. And it was against two of the top teams, which was Fnatic and Gambit. So, again, yeah, Fnatic lost both their games this week to SK Gaming and Millennium, which puts them in a 5-game losing streak ever since they lost to Gambit Gaming back in week 3, I'm going to say 2 weeks ago anyways. And I don't know what their problem is. Maybe they just hit a big rut. Their tilt, you know, people go on tilt too. But I don't know. They're going to have to find something, because 5-game losing streak going from number 1 all the way to number 3. So, yeah. Anyways, Alliance, they tricked us again after winning their 2 games back-to-back. They lost both their games this week again. So, the standings look as, in first place, Team Rocat at 9-3. Second place, Gambit Gaming at 8-4. Third place, Fnatic at 7-5. Fourth place is Super Hot Crew and SK Gaming at 6-6. And sixth place is Copenhagen Wolves, Alliance, Millennium at 4-8. So still very close over there, but very weird to see Fnatic drop 5 games in a row. Anyways, over to Call of Duty, where it was like drama heaven. It was like high school all over again, but hell, I guess it made for some interesting news. There was this thing that people started noticing and mentioning and stuff I'm going to say a couple of days ago, or sometime last week, where it was the blacklisting of Optic Gaming. So for any of you who know, Optic Gaming has the giant fan base where if you win, you win, you lose, you win. Like, you can't do any real wrong with if you're in Optic. And if you're outside of Optic, no matter what you do, you are wrong. You win, you're hated on. You lose, you're hated on. So, what the top 16 teams all going to the regional finals were starting and saying they were all going to blacklist them, which basically meant they were not going to scrim Optic at all, and hopefully Optic was going to fail miserably at the regionals due to lack of practice. What this was supposed to cause was the fan base to say, oh look, Optic's really shitty, and maybe the fans would start going over to the teams that did really, really well. Well, this all happened in a Skype call where, come on, let's be realistic. This was bound to get leaked somehow. So someone leaked it over to Optic, and Optic was like, the fuck, you guys really gonna do this? And now a bunch of people are apologizing. Majority of the teams backed out on this idea due to the fact that they realized it was a stupid idea and they were just going to get hated on even more. But some teams are still going through with it. What teams, we don't know for sure, because no one's been announced. But a big thing is to the Curse youth player Methods, who's getting the majority of the hate for this drama or blacklisting idea, due to the fact that there was a screenshot that showed him saying this will be the downfall of Optic Gaming. And from that, everyone thinks it is now it was his idea. He has come out, he's sent his apologies. I know that he was friends with almost all the people on Optic Gaming, very close with them. He always spoke highly of them. So I think his apology is very sincere, but an apology can only go so far, and it still looks pretty bad for him. So who knows what'll happen over there. But yeah, it was a very stupid and silly and childish idea, but it made for some cool reading and watching videos. Anyways, next Sunday will be a Scuff Gaming 5K series. So usually there's a 2K series. Well, this week it's a 5K series, and I cannot wait because 5,000 pro points, that's enough to rocket any team basically either far out in the lead or bring any team that's down on the bottom half up into the top half of teams. So it's going to be very interesting. I think teams are going to put it all out on the line like if it was an MLG event or a LAN event. So anyways, and then this past Sunday, it saw a 2K series, but with two teams that we haven't really seen in the finals before. It saw Strictly Business and Sigma in the finals of this 2K. Now, yes, Complexity was playing in this 2K, so was FaZe, so was Optic, and I don't know about Envy. But it saw Sigma and Strictly Business come out on top, and it saw Sigma coming out with a 3-0 victory. So, congratulations to Sigma. It was nice to see some new teams up in the finals, not always the same. Envy, Complexity, FaZe, Complexity, something Complexity, because, hell, it gets boring to see Complexity play in the finals all the time. But, anyways, sorry for the really long video this time. It's going on to like 12 minutes, and there was just a lot of stuff to cover. Thank you for watching. Please comment, like, subscribe, and I will see you guys next week. Peace.